So I had 2 episodes written on stuff that I disagreed with Charlie Kirk on, and I thought he was wrong on, and I thought hurt us appreciating the wonder of everything. Obviously, I'm not going to do those now, although if humanity stays the same, I'll probably have opportunity to do so. But in the wake of everything that has happened, I think there's some really powerful words from Pope Francis that can help us sort through what we need, where we need to go as a people after this tragedy. Hello, welcome to Intermarifica, New Mexico, the channel where we look at things of wonder from the perspectives of faith and reason, philosophy and theology. I'm your host, Daniel Kelly. I found today we're looking at the wonder of human life and also human communication, how we react to tragedy, and how we deal with one another. And at times like these, I found myself really missing Pope Francis, right? That might sound weird, didn't know him personally, to miss somebody that you didn't know. And I've seen that sentiment a lot after this time. Like, we didn't know this person that just died, but we miss him, and I miss Pope Francis. Yeah, I found. And in my diocese, we're for a program we're part of, we have to read through Fratelli Tutti, his encyclical that a lot of people I think didn't read or internalize very much because it's kind of long and kind of boring and dry wording, but I think there's parts of it that could really help us in this day. So I wanted to start with a quote from Pope Francis. In section 203 of Fratelli Tutti, our previous Holy Father said, "Authentic social dialogue involves the ability to respect the other's point of view and to admit that it may include legitimate convictions and concerns." Oh wow, we really need to do that. But the part that's really important. "Based on their identity and experience, others have a contribution to make, and it is desirable that they should articulate their positions for the sake of a more fruitful public debate. When individuals or groups are consistent in their thinking, defend their values and convictions, and develop their arguments, this surely benefits society." And I think it's unarguable that that's what Charlie Kirk did. He was consistent in his principles. We may have disagreed with a lot of them. I know I disagreed with a lot of them. But he was consistent, and he put it out there, and he wanted a fruitful public debate like Pope Francis is calling for here. So that in and of itself, even if somebody's totally wrong on everything that they're saying, if you're consistent and you want public debate, you want to bring it into the public forum, that is a good for society. That's a good thing, and we need that more. So one of the things that Pope Francis talks about a lot in this encyclical Fratelli Tutti is the need for dialogue and how important dialogue is. So I wanted to go back a bit and read some of his quotes on dialogue. And that's what we need in society now. That's what will benefit society. In chapter 6, which is where all these quotes are coming from, in section 198, Pope Francis says, "Approaching, speaking, listening, looking at, coming to know and understand one another, and to find common ground. All these things are summed up in the one word, dialogue. If we want to encounter and help one another, we have to have dialogue. There's no need for me to stress the benefits of dialogue. I have only to think of what our world would be like without the patient dialogue of the many generous persons who keep families and communities together." Right? So Pope Francis is saying, look, dialogue, listening to the other, is what keeps families and communities together. And actually, Charlie Kirk said the same exact thing right here.
When people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
So these people that some people would like to put on different opposite ends of belief structures and spectrums are saying the same thing. And I find that really needed for our society today. Pope Francis, Charlie Kirk are both saying, hey, look, Pope Francis put it in the positive way. This is how we keep our families together. And Charlie Kirk Kirk put it in the more negative way. If we don't have this, then families are going to fall apart. But I just think it's really, really powerful and important that there was agreement on this. And then, continuing on, Pope Francis says this in section 199. Some people attempt to flee from reality, taking refuge in their own little world. Others react to it with destructive violence. Yet between selfish indifference and violent protests, there's always another possible option, that of dialogue. Dialogue between generations, dialogue among our people. For we are that people, readiness to give and receive while remaining open to the truth. A country flourishes when constructive dialogue occurs between its many rich and cultural components. And then we're going to see Charlie Kirk is going to say the same thing right here.
People stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens. Because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity.
So again, Pope Francis is saying country flourishes when we have dialogue, and Charlie Kirk is saying, look, it falls into civil war when we don't have it. They're both saying the same thing. So reading through Fratelli Tutti with all the tragedy that's happening, I just found these parallels amazing, and I think it really shows that we really can come to some common ground and unite as a country and just be better and do better, all of us, especially as Christians. These great, prayerful Christians. Pope Francis was one of the most prayerful people that I ever got the pleasure. I didn't meet him, but I did get to see him. But he was very, very prayerful. And Charlie Kirk was a Christian that he said his faith is the thing that he wanted to be remembered for. So as Christians, we find this consensus across the aisle, across whatever divisions you want to put up there. I want to end with this quote about heroes. What a hero looks like. From Pope Francis. Lack of dialogue, this is from section 202 of Fratelli Tutti. Lack of dialogue means that in these individual sectors, people are concerned not for the common good, but for the benefits of power, or at best for ways to impose their own ideas. Roundtables thus become mere negotiating sessions in which individuals attempt to seize every possible advantage, rather than cooperating in the pursuit of the common good. The heroes of the future will be those who can break with this unhealthy mindset and determine respectfully to promote truthfulness aside from personal interests. God willing, such heroes are quietly emerging even now in the midst of our society. The heroes of the future will be those who promote dialogue and a commitment to truth.